I can turn into a fish. Chapter 51, Weird Fish. Old Chian's got a big haul this year. No doubt. The price of yellow croakers and black breams are much higher this year. Tisk, tisk. They say that the Chien family raised a lot of black breams, but now. Enough, old Zhao. Don't say so much. You saw how black Chien Dahai's face was today. He got what he deserved. This is payback. They still haven't caught the people who stole his fish without leaving a clue. Old Chian came out today because he was also afraid someone might steal his. What I think is that Chien's offended someone and they took revenge. If that wasn't the case, why would they steal the Chien's fish and nobody else's? This was a huge loss for Dahai, it must have cost him in the millions. Chu Xian overheard the fisherman's words and smiled as he looked out at the farm. On rainy days, fish always swam up to the surface of the water, so it was usually the best opportunity to catch fish. Just using nets to gather the fish slowly on a farm this size would take at least 3 days. The big, fat fish gathered and churned the water. A single net could grab 1,000 catties of fish. The worker was very satisfied, and soon, a boat filled with fish came up to the bank, dragging a net behind it. Come, come. Everybody, make room. Old Chian yelled out, dumping the fish in the big basin on the bank. Quickly, pull up the net. Old Chian the workers on the boat to put all the fish into the basin. What the hell? What kind of fish is this? A young man on the bank shouted out in surprise. Everyone looked over curiously. Resting in the nets was a huge, dark gray fish, a meter long with a slim and long tail. The scales covering it looked like wrinkled skin, and its mouth was long and pointy with rows of teeth just barely visible as it opened its mouth. Holy shit, what the fuck is that? It's so big. The crowd gasped in surprise, all of them coming in for a closer look. Tisk tisk. Old Chian clicked his tongue and said, "This is the weirdest fish I've ever seen. It probably came in from the sea." He was surprised, but this was nothing outrageous. As an old fisherman, there were a few things he hadn't seen. As the old saying went, considering the huge amount of creatures in the sea, if one day a mermaid came up, it still wouldn't be too surprising. Fuck, old Chian, its mouth is so big. Will it attack people? One of the other fishermen asked curiously. Give it your hand and try, old Chian joked. Okay, old Liu, get on the boat and toss the fish back into the water. Usually, the fisherman just threw any weird fish back into the sea. The strange fish might not be edible or might even be poisonous. Okay. Old Liu nodded. Wait. Chu Xian suddenly interjected. Brother, can you sell this fish to me? Everyone turned to this young man in confusion. Old Chian frowned and asked, Little bro, do you know what kind of fish this is? Chu Xian hesitated for a moment then nodded. This is a mok fish, a kind of mutated fish. Someone caught one just like it in Jiangmen, and it's not expensive. You can check online. Mok fish, level 15. Combat power, 188. Gift, anesthesia. Chu Xian saw a fish like this on the internet, but the people there just said it was a weird fish without providing any other details. If he didn't have the system, he wouldn't even know the fish's name. Oh. If little bro wants it, I can just give it to you for free, I was just going to toss it anyway, old Chian said generously. Thank you so much, brother. Chu Xian nodded, accepting his offer. He walked over to the boat and called over old Liu and asked him, Brother, can you give me the net? I'll get it. Okay, but be careful. Its mouth is filled with teeth, be careful of its bite. Old Liu warned him kindly. Don't worry, brother. I'll be fine. Chu Xian replied with a smile, taking the net and reaching out for the fish. Little bro, careful. Careful, old Qian said again. It's fine. Chu Xian laughed, grasping the MOK fish with both hands. He held the 100 catty fish easily. Holding it, Chu Xian could feel its thick, connected scales like crocodile skin. It was very tough. The crowd saw that the fish didn't move at all and walked over to take a look. Tisk tisk, this fish is huge. Is it edible? One of the fishermen muttered as he touched the scales. Hee, I'm going to try to raise it, Chu Xian replied, putting the fish in the big basin on the bank. Taking out 1,000 RMB, he said, bro, sell this basin to me, I need it for the fish. Okay. But it's not that expensive, not by a long shot. Old Qian waved away the 1,000 RMB. I'd be embarrassed taking the fish from you for free, just take this money. Chu Xian forced the bills into old Qian's hand and asked some of the young men to help transfer the basin to him. Fortunately he bought a large SUV, otherwise the fish wouldn't have any hope of fitting into his car. Thanks, brothers, Chu Xian said, offering some cigarettes to the young men. He then drove his car back to his store. Once there, he moved the MOK fish into the back of the store. Then Chu Xian went to the print shop and got some new labels for 3,000 RMB. With all this done, Chu Xian took out his phone and started looking up information. He hadn't asked for the MOK fish arbitrarily, he wanted to carry out an experiment which might be a big breakthrough for him. If it worked, it could only be beneficial for him. But as he surfed the web, some news in the Haiqing City newspaper, and on Weibo and WeChat went viral.